About a year ago, a very dear friend of mine, who actually was one of our chief officers of the Rangers, Mandy, called me one day, and Mandy said, "Hey, you're a big Star Trek fan, right?" I'm like, "Yes." And she said, "You should go and check out this web-based series. It's called Star Trek New Voyages." And she said, "I don't know who these guys are, but they make these Star Trek episodes, and they like have the whole sets, and the costumes, and the music, and special effects, and they're really good. In fact, they've even got like guest stars like George Takei, who played Sulu, and Chekhov, and these from the original series." And I was like, "Really?" I mean, I've seen some bad fan films and episodes in my life, and so I went and checked them out. And I watched this one episode. It was the one that Sulu was in, and I'm like, "Dang, this is amazing. I mean, look at that set. That bridge is like unbelievable. The costumes," and I was so excited. So I have a friend named Chase Masterson who was on Deep Space Nine. And so I called Chase, and I'm like, "Chase, do you know these guys?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, that's James Cawley, Star Trek New Voyages. I did an episode with him called Of Gods and Men." And I'm like, "I gotta talk to him. I've got to talk." I'm getting chills. I'm getting goosebumps going on. I got so excited. So I write this guy a letter. I'm like, "You don't know me. I work in this other field that I'm sure you probably don't know anything about, but I'm a big Star Trek fan, original series, and I would love to be a part of what you're doing." I never heard from him for a long time. He's a busy guy. Finally, he calls me one day, and he says, "Yeah, hey, I just looked at your email, and you put your IMDb page in there and stuff." And he goes, "Geez, dude, you guys have done a lot of stuff, and we're getting ready to shoot an episode in June. Would you be interested in coming up and playing a role in it?" And I was like, "What? I mean, well, I'll see if I can fit it into my schedule." So I went up there last June, a year ago, and I played this Andorian captain. And there's my girl! I mean like Andorian. You guys know Andorians? Blue skin, white hair, antenna, and the coolest part of all you guys, well, I'm getting ahead of myself here. But, so I fly up there. All of their sets and all of their shooting takes place in upstate New York. And they come together, all of these people, I mean like 50, 60, 70 people come together for 2 weeks in the summer to make a Star Trek episode. Now, you know why their production value is so amazing? Because they've got sound guys from LA, lighting guys from Hollywood, camera people, professionals in their fields. But guess what they all have in common? Just like me, when they were 12 and 13 and 14, they loved Star Trek. And what could be a greater childhood dream come true than to use the talents and the gifts and the expertise that you've developed in your field as an adult to create a Star Trek episode that you loved when you were a kid? I mean, is that not the perfect combination? So all of these professionals come together on these 2 weeks. And it's amazing. I walked into that warehouse where their sets are, and I about peed my pants. The first thing the guy Sarge, the AD, came up to me and said, "Hey, Vic, Sarge, nice to meet you. My name's Sarge. I'm Sarge. You want to see the bridge?" I was like,
yeah, I think I have a few minutes.
He walked me around through all, like flats and wood and junk piled up everywhere. And then we walk up, and this door opens.
Oh, dear.
And I'm walking through the elevator door into the bridge. And it was surreal. You guys, this is spot on. I mean, inch for inch, exactly like the original series. It was unbelievable. I walked, and I'm like, "Oh, crap, there's the captain's chair." When I was a little kid, I watched Kirk, and I dreamed of what it would be like. I took cardboard boxes and slapped them to chairs and tried to make my own. And I walked down there, and he's like, "What's it, sir?" Sat down in a chair. I mean, it's off the charts. Okay? So I did this role, right? And by the way, this was the cool part I was going to tell you. My scene as the Andorian captain was on the bridge of another Federation starship, which means that I did my scenes sitting in the captain's chair as the captain of another ship. So how cool was that, right? And then I get shot. I got killed. Anyway, so that was a year ago, right? So James Cawley, the guy that runs the thing, he and I we're like brothers. I mean, we always tease each other. We're like brothers separated at birth. We would sit around and go, yeah, what was the name of the disease that they had in Requiem for Methuselah? And what did they need large deposits of? Right, Helen? And, you know, whatever. And what disease did McCoy have? Xenopolysemia. And we're like totally, right, being fan geeks from when we were little boys. So he and I just really became close. Last fall, I actually did a convention in Boston, and he was there with some of the Star Trek New Voyages people promoting Star Trek New Voyages. So we hit it up again, and while we were at that convention, I said to him, James said to me, hey, we're doing this episode next year called Katomba. It's about the Klingon homeworld, and the Enterprise has to go to the Klingon homeworld. And I'm like, cool. He goes, I think you should play like the Klingon heavy, the bad guy, the bad Klingon guy in the episode. I'm like, hell yes. I was thinking that same thing. So I'm like, yeah. So I was planning on playing this character, right? About a month and a half before the episode was supposed to shoot in this June, like last month, right? James calls me and says, Vic, we have some mix-ups in the, we had some mix-up in some of the production positions. I've had to let some people go, had to make some tough decisions. Would you be willing to step in at the last minute and direct the episode?